All right. And then we'll scooch to our places. Probably you guys don't have to scooch. I have to scooch. You guys and gals. I say you guys because I grew up in Ohio. All right. Those poor Ohio people right now. Let's send out a little light to them today. All right. So we're going to cross our legs, not stacked, or straighten out your legs. If you're sitting in a chair, your feet are on the floor. Let's get grounded. Let's feel our hips on the ground, our legs on the ground, our feet on the ground. We are sitting on the ground. Let yourself drop into it. And before we start doing anything else, let's just notice that we're breathing. So even before we start lengthening up and doing all that, let's just say, okay, here I am sitting, I'm connected to the earth and I'm breathing. And I feel myself breathing. And I'm curious about my breath. I'm feeling it in my body, but I'm not really feeling it here, or I feel it all up here. Just make some observations. One side of my nose is stuffed up. I'm breathing clearly through both sides of my nose, whatever it is. I smell something in the air that I didn't notice before. And then let's start to lengthen the spine and create a little bit more space in the torso, front, back, side, more space. And then let's begin to invite the breath to be a little bit deeper. So every breath that we take in is a little deeper than the one before. We're going to feel the belly expanding. Every breath we breathe out is going to be a little bit longer. So it's deeper and then longer. Deeper in and longer out. And let's see if we can fill the entire torso all the way around with the breath. So I'll be quiet for the next few moments and let's take in the breath deeper and exhale longer. And now let's begin to observe where we're holding tension. So you've been taking deep breaths, you've been exhaling long breaths. Is there a place that you notice now that I mentioned it, that you're holding? Like maybe you're holding one shoulder up higher than the other one. Or maybe you've got a lot of tension in your hands today or your jaw. So for the next few breaths, deep breaths in, long breaths out, but let's try to release any of that we start to feel now that I've mentioned it in our bodies. And now let's just take a few breaths and think about nothing but the breath. So we're not going to worry about anything else. We're going to feel the breath move into the body and feel the breath move out of the body. So your awareness is completely, entirely on the breath moving through your body. Now let's create an intention for our practice today. And when we create these intentions, there might not be anything. You might not even understand what that is. So it doesn't matter if anything comes up for you or not. What I typically think about is being present. Because like everybody else, I could be sitting here doing things that I've done 1,000 times, and there goes my brain off to my car needing to be in the shop or whatever it is. So my intention is always to be present for the entire hour that we're together. And I say the same one all the time. So if that gives you an idea of what an intention might be like, it might be harmonious relationships. It might be paying attention to my breath at least 5 times today. It could be anything that comes up for you. So don't feel a lot of pressure around that. And if there's nothing, there's nothing. It is what it is. Let's bring our fingertips to the floor. Let's do a little tap. So we feel the earth underneath our fingertips. We're tapping our fingertips on the floor. I feel the earth underneath me. And then let's do a little slide. So most of you are sitting on a rug or on your mat. What do you feel underneath your fingertips right now? How's that texture? What is that texture? What's the temperature? And then let's turn our palms up and inhale, reach our arms up and overhead. And exhale, palms together right in front of the heart center. And feel your arms landing right in front of your heart. Let's interlace our fingers. Press your palms out and away. Woo, that first little stretch for our fingers and our hands maybe today. Relax your shoulders. So if your shoulders are hiked, down they go. Let's lift the arms up and overhead. Press up toward the ceiling. So you're an inch closer to the ceiling. And then exhale. The next time you exhale, you're going to release your hands and float them back down to the earth. Keep your spine nice and long. Take a breath here. Exhale, little turn. We're not going to do a big turn. We're going to go side to side. Inhale through the middle. Exhale, little turn to the left. Inhaling and exhaling. Take your time. Go at your own pace. We're going to do this a couple times. We're not trying to get anywhere, just that little bit of a hint of a rotation. Finish on your left side. The next time you exhale, exhale to your left. And then let's come back to the middle. And we're going to do the same thing with a little lateral bend. So we're going to start with it a little, I can't say that word today, little rock side to side. So rib cage rock side to side. Again, your fingers are on the floor. Feel the fingers on the floor. Feel the floor under your fingers. This is all awareness. Becoming aware, feeling your body, feeling your breath, knowing where you are. Proprioception, knowing where you are in space. Little side to side. And then let's just do a little forward and back. So just tiny, teeny tiny forward and back. I feel my spine moving forward. I feel my spine moving backwards. Like we're coaxing a little bit of movement. And then let's come right back to the center. Drop your tail down. Spine is nice and long. Heart is lifted. Let your right ear drop down towards your right shoulder. Shoulders are relaxed. They're heavy. And then let's turn the head and look down at your right hand. I've got my mouth open, but I'm breathing through my nose, but I'm trying really hard not to clench my jaw. Let's look out again. And then up we go, right to the middle. Take a breath. Exhale, left ear drops down. And then we'll turn the head and look at your left hand. Let's turn the head out again. And then back to the middle. Let's lift both of our shoulders up to your ears, roll them back and down. Right there, happy place, right up next to your ears. I hope not. Up and back. Big shoulder circles. Let's do a couple more. Up and back. Up and back. And then let's move off of our blanket or pillow, whatever you're sitting on. Feet to the floor, hands behind you. We're going to start with a drop side to side. I've got my feet nice and wide. You can see that they're wider than my hips. And then I'm going to let my arm float in the direction of my knees. It's a float. It's not a swing. I'm not trying to fling a frisbee anywhere or a softball. I'm just floating my arm over in that general direction. Everything gentle, everything easy. And then the next time you're over on the right side, just keep twisting. And we'll do a big twist this time. So your hands are going to come down behind you on the floor. Your legs are stacked or they're separate. You can put your legs anywhere you want. And then, so I've turned sideways so you can see what it looks like behind me. So I've got my hands on the floor. I've actually got my fingertips on the floor. And then turn your head a little bit further, look over your right shoulder. And breathe. Feel the nice stretch here through your abdominals when you breathe here. And then let's unwind. We'll come back around to the center and we'll do the same thing to the left. So the legs are going to drop to the left and we're just going to keep going. Keep going, but keep your spine as long as you can. Drop your chin level to the floor. Look out over your left shoulder. Nice big breaths. Wringing it out, moving some things around. Giving our internal organs a different experience. Let's unwind on an in-breath, and let's just straighten our legs out. We're going to keep our hands behind us. We'll do a tap on the floor with our legs. If you're in a chair, do the best you can to do what we're doing. It might look a little bit different. You might be bouncing on the bottoms of your feet, and that's fine because all I'm doing here is getting some energy into our legs, waking up our legs. And then we're going to bring the soles of the feet together. Now, this is where if you're in a chair, lifting your feet up on a block, a stool, another chair is going to allow you to have the same experience that we're having here. So let's lengthen up the spine. I'm going to hold on to my ankles, open up the heart, drop the knees. I'm not working very hard to drop my knees. I'm just dropping my knees. So I'm not pressing into the floor. This is pressing. This is dropping. You can see the difference. And we're just going to sit here in a very easy bound angle pose. Take a couple breaths. And then let's come to our hands and knees. So we'll roll right over to our hands and knees. Bring your hips over your knees, your hands forward of your shoulders, and let's do a big up, down, and around. And then we're going the other way. And then let's come down on our forearms today. So we have a nice neutral wrist, and let's do our cat-cow from this neutral position. So my forearms are parallel. You could have your forearms in this position if you want to. So just put your arms and your shoulders in a place where they're comfortable. Take a breath and round it up on an exhalation. And then as you inhale, we drop the belly and gaze out over the end of the mat. So back and forth, we're going to go here. We're taking our time. We want our breath to take its time. We want to feel each movement that we're making. Let's take one breath in. Let's let that breath go. Find your way to neutral. Let's tap the tops of the feet now. And then relax. We're going to extend the right leg, tuck the toes, into the back of the leg we go. Relax your shoulders, draw them away from your ears. I'm just gazing right down at my mat, sort of like underneath my chest there, just letting my head be relaxed, my neck be as relaxed as possible. And then we'll pull the right leg under and the left leg's going out. So tucking the toes. Keep breathing, keep your jaw soft. And then we'll draw the legs underneath, and we're going to take the knees a little wide. So take your knees to the outside edges of your mat, bring your big toes together, and we're just going to sit back in a wide-legged child's pose with an extension. Just kind of, this is going to be a precursor to eventually practicing frog pose, but we'll do a gentle little we're going to nudge in there a little bit without going too far. So let your forehead come to the floor if you like the way that feels. Or you find another way to get comfortable here with your head in your hands or on a block. Relax that space between your shoulder blades. Take a couple breaths. Big breath into the back this time. The whole back. Isn't that amazing? When I mention it, you can actually do it and feel it. Pretty cool. Let's slide forward, interlace your fingers. So now you're on your forearms and they're in that position I showed you before, little tripod. We're going to bring the knees back underneath us, tuck the toes, and come into dolphin pose. So getting a little bit more weight in the upper body. So your heels, look at my heels, they're way off the floor. So don't worry about that. Feeling a lot of extra strength in our upper body, in our arms. Let's keep breathing. One more breath. And then we'll put our knees down. Keep your toes tucked. Come all the way up if you can. Sit on your heels. Remember, if that's not possible for you, you could do something like this. I still have my fingers interlaced for a reason. We're going to circle our wrists here. That's going to take your attention away from this, right? Which is the part that really is like, ah, it's okay. We can do it. Breathe, enjoy. Let's enjoy the sensation. Circle the other way. Enjoy the sensation of having your toes and your feet stretched like you never stretched them. And then let's release our hands, put them on the floor, rock forward, down dog is next. So let's come up with a walk. Down dog seems easy now, doesn't it? I hope so. After dolphin, and then we'll walk our feet forward to our hands. Look at your beautiful feet. Line them up to parallel. So your second toes are parallel. We're going to bend our knees a lot, lengthen the spine like you're about to leapfrog over your knees, and then we're going to stand up, unhinge, and here we are. Beautiful mountains today. So we've got our feet already in line. I hope. Right underneath our hips. We're feeling the four corners of our feet, and then we're going to check those knees, which are hyperextended. Soften up your knees, drop your tail. Here's your belly. Just a little engagement there. Lift up through the heart center. Let's lift our arms up without lifting your shoulders. And let's come up to the balls and toes of our feet. All right, so if you have to hold on to something while you're balancing, hold on to something while you're balancing. There's a lot of people that can't balance in the world. It's okay. Hold on. Start with your whole hand, and then go to 4 fingers, and then 3 fingers, and then 2 fingers, and then 1. It is not a sign of weakness to have to hold on. What a relief. Let's take another breath. And then let's release all the way down. Shake, 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 shake. Please hold on, especially if you have any fear of falling. Sometimes what I do, I want to show you this. I'm going to walk over here for a minute and get my chair. Sometimes if I just have my chair here next to my hip, whispering at my hip, it doesn't even have to be me leaning into it. It's just that whisper of support that sometimes is helpful. And I feel like it's better to have the help and at least try than it is to not try. That's my opinion. Let's shift to the right foot. Left knee is going to come up. We're going to hold on to it, and we're going to keep ourselves lifted up. So the heart is shining through, shining forward. Let's circle our ankle around. And this is only if you want to challenge yourself a little bit, because we're moving. And then the other way. And then we're going to change the position. We're just going to let go, and we're going to let the leg float all by itself there in the air. If you need to put your big toe down, put your big toe down. I've got my arms out to T just for a little something different, little engagement through the abdominals. Take a breath. And let's let go. If you need a shake, take a shake. If you need a wiggle, if you need a shake, twist, whatever you need to do, do it. You're by yourself, go for it. Or maybe you're in a room of people that like to shake and twist. You can all do it. Let's shift over to the left foot. The right knee is going to come up, and we are going to capture it and bring it right into the heart. Open up through your heart center. Draw your shoulders away from your ears. Put your big toe on the floor if you need to, or have that chair next to you, or your back on the wall. Breathe. Let's let go of the leg. Let's bring the arms out to T. I have my palms up, but you could certainly have your palms down if you prefer. You could have your hands here if you want. You could also decide you like them better up here. This is just what I'm doing today. Big breaths. We'll take another one. And then let's release. That's a long time standing on one leg. There's lots of different things that can change the way we balance, how much water we've been drinking, what our medications are, the phase of the moon, the phase of your cycle. There's all kinds of stuff. The light or the darkness in the room changes things. I'm always better at balancing during a bright, sunny day than I am at night. So think about that. It's not just you being a failure, okay? Nothing is, right? It's a practice. That's what I love about it. All right, we're going to take our feet wide. We got to be better at loving ourselves, I think. Let's turn our toes out. So instead of being parallel, they're turned out just a little bit. We're going to do goddess pose today. I feel a good goddess coming on. So let's bring the arms out again. Now remember, what we're going to remember here is when we start to bend our knees, we're going to let our knees go over our feet, not inside our feet, right over our feet. You might have to adjust your feet. So let's take a breath as we exhale. Here we go. You can look at your feet if you need to. Let your knees come wide, and we'll bend the arms at the same time. Drop your tail straight down like you're going to milk a cow. You're sitting on your stool milking your cow. Okay, that's my visualization. Use it if it works for you. Relax your shoulders. Let's rise up on our toes. You want to challenge yourself? Bring yourself to your the balls and toes of your feet. And you can be really low here, or you can be hardly bending your knees at all, but your knees are coming out over your feet. Take another breath. Let's lower our feet to the floor, and then let's inhale to 5-pointed star. So now we have some relief. Float your arms down, walk your feet together, heel toe, heel toe. I love to do that. All right, and then I'm going to turn towards the front of my mat. We're going to hinge from the hip creases. Here we go. Here we go. Bend your knees. Here we go. Walk out to down dog again. Remember, down dog can be done at the wall. It can be done on the seat of a chair. It can be done on the back of a chair. Soften up your knees a little bit so you can lengthen your spine. Feel that length coming in your spine. And we're going to go to pigeon today. So from down dog, we're going to go to pigeon. We haven't done that for a while. Some of you are going to do pigeon or a pigeon-like posture on your back. So let's bring the right knee forward between the hands and slide the left leg along. Come to the top of your foot. Come to your fingertips. Open up your heart. Take a breath. And then fold over your leg. Go ahead and fold. You don't have to come all the way down. It's your choice where you land. If you're on your back, cross your right leg over your left. Pass your right hand through the space. Both hands around the left shin, under the leg, or with a strap. If you're using a chair, I like 2 chairs for pigeon pose because you can sit in one and you can put your other leg up on the other and do something like this, which gives you the stretch in your right hip and in your left hip, just like we're getting on the floor. Wherever you are, let go. As best you can, let go. Let's take another breath. And then up from the floor we come. If you're on your back, you're going to change sides. If you're here, you're going to decide to go back to down dog or start from table this time. We'll bring the left knee in between the hands. Your left foot is off to the right side of your mat. Rise up on your fingertips. Open up your heart. Breathe. And then the next time you exhale, relax and fold. Come to our sleeping pigeon here. If you feel like you're going to fall over, stuff something in underneath your left hip. Let's relax. We're going to take one more breath. And the next time you breathe in, up we come. And we're going to come to table. And we're going to come to what I promised before, frog. So now we're going to take our knees wide. I'm going to turn sideways on my mat so I can get my knees really wide. Start with your hips back on your heels like we did before. And then let's come down to our forearms. And you can either stay there or you're going to let your hips rock forward and then your knees are going to slide out even more. Keep your abdominals engaged enough so that you're not dropping so much to the middle, so your belly isn't touching the floor. You're on your forearms. We're going to relax our shoulders as much as we can. Of course, we are thinking about relaxing our jaw. Let's breathe. And then let's release by sitting back, coming up to our hands, and drawing our knees in one at a time. Let's sit in any position now that makes you happy. Let's do a swirl. Let's swirl the other way. And then let's come all the way upright and put the right hand on the floor. Left arm is going to lift up and overhead. Take a big breath. And as you exhale, let's come right on over and give our body a big lateral bend. Solid on the floor. Solid through the hips. And then let's release. Inhale, exhale, float your left arm down. Inhale your right arm up, and we'll do the other side. Exhale, over we go. The main thing I think about here is not twisting. Okay, I think about keeping my shoulders stacked and my sitting bones both equally pressing into the floor. Those are the two things I mainly think of. Of course, I always want to think about filling up this space. What am I going to fill it with? I'm going to fill it with my breath. And then let's bring both of our arms up overhead. Take a big breath here. Relax your shoulders away. Take another big breath here. And let's float the arms down, but we're going to float them down with palms face forward into the bank robber position or chicken wing position. So we're going to draw the arms back and back so they disappear from your peripheral vision. I am turning on my back muscles like nobody's business. They are working hard. I feel a beautiful stretch across my chest. My jaw, I am reminding to stay uninvolved. Big breaths, working hard. And then let's put our hands down behind us. So there they go. And you're either going to arch forward with your hands on the floor, or some of you will come all the way up into a bigger seated back bend, gazing up at the ceiling, opening up through the chest. So getting a little bit more challenging here, or you're here. And if you walk your hands back a little bit further here with your hips on the floor, you can get a really beautiful stretch across your chest. Of course, all of these exercises are going to help us stand up straighter today. Let's take one more breath. And then let's relax. We're going to turn our fingers the other way. So your hands are still behind you. Put your feet on the floor and let's lift up our hips to a reverse table position. Look up. You could have your hips could be low, they could be totally saggy. You could barely have your rear end off the ground. Okay, if that's better for you, or you can really work, get your hips up, or look at your belly or your knees. Big breaths. Let's put our hips on the floor. Keep your hands where they are. Let's lift up our legs. Your legs can be straight or they can be bent, or you could have your big toes on the floor. Straighter is harder. Lift up your heart. Breathe. One more breath. And then feet to the floor. Let's cross our legs the opposite way from the way we had them. Let's give our arms a shake. Shake, 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 and then a swirl around again. The swirl around is kind of like the eraser for me, like, oh, I'm going to erase all of that we just did. I'm going to move right back into the moment, in this beautiful moment of swirling and feeling free. Just let go. Let's circle the other way. And then all the way back up. Let's take a big breath in and let it go. Let's do that again. Take a big breath in and let it go. Now let's all cross our legs if your legs aren't crossed, and let's scooch them closer together. So now instead of being free from each other, we're going to scrunch them up so that our knees get closer together. We're going to cross the left arm across the body and take hold of the right knee. And we're going to take the right arm to the left knee. And then I'm going to walk my fingers around the outside of my legs. I feel a big stretch now where we were just strengthening. Drop my chin to my chest. Enjoy that stretch. If you want to be more upright, don't go to your knees. Go to your thighs instead. Then you can keep your spine more upright. Drop your chin to your chest wherever you are. And then we're going to imagine that we're taking off our shirt. Okay, taking off your shirt, arms are coming up overhead. And then we're going to cross them the other way. And if you forgot, it doesn't matter because I'll tell you, you've got your right arm coming under your left arm. Okay, the opposite way. Walk around the outsides of your knees if you're bending forward. And if you're not, you're walking around the outsides of your thighs. Your thighs should be closer together too. Drop your chin to your chest. Take a big breath into your back, into your shoulders, into your neck. And then we're going to take off our shirt again. Just pretend. And up we come like we're blossoming, like we're a bulb sprouting out of the soil. Float your arms back down. And let's go to our backs. Any way you want to get there today. Anyway, I'm going down fast. All right, here we are. Let's pull our knees in. We'll do a rock. Get used to being on our backs. Get used to relaxing. Get used to softening your back and your shoulders. And then let's reach down and take our feet, and we'll keep up the rocking in happy baby pose. You can even play around with this. Babies are playful, right? So play around with your happy baby. Straighten one leg and then the other. If you don't want to rock, don't feel like you got to rock, just be where you are. And then let's bring the soles of our feet together and take hold of your ankles. Now, straighten your arms so you feel like your legs are going that way and your arms are trying to keep them from going that way. So you're pulling and your knees are dropping out and away from your shoulders. And then we're going to lift up and look through our feet. If you have no interest in lifting up and looking through your feet, then don't do it. Keep your head on the floor. Using our abdominals a little bit here. And then we're going to release our ankles. I'm still lifting my head. I'm going to bring my hands behind my head. And we're going to do a little elbow to knee. So bring your right elbow to your left knee, straighten out your right leg, and the opposite way. So we're going to go a little bit side to side. Keep breathing. And then let's bring the head to the floor with the hands behind it, if you can. If your elbows are pointing toward the ceiling, you might not be very comfortable here. You could leave your hands out. I'm going to leave my hands here. Feel that stretch across my chest. Let's circle the knees here. So just a little bit of abdominal work here. Strengthening the core of our body, front core. And we'll go the other way. And then let's put our feet on the floor. Let's remove our hands if that's where they are behind your head. And let's just do a little drop side to side with our knees to stretch our abdominals and say thank you. And then let's pick our feet up again and bring the knees all the way over to the left. If you want to turn your head to the right. Tell your right shoulder to relax. Tell your right arm to relax. And tell your whole body to relax. Just get soft here. Now let's bring the knees one at a time, right, then left, through the middle and over to the right side. Now we tell the left shoulder to relax on the floor. Soften the jaw. Soften the whole body. Feel the breath as it moves deeply into your torso. Now let's bring both knees back into the center and let's give our legs a hug again. and a little rock. And now let's bring our feet to the floor and straighten them out one at a time. We'll bring the arms up overhead. Let's do a big stretch in both directions. So we're reaching out through our fingertips. So we feel that stretch from the waist all the way up through the arms and fingers. And then we feel that stretch that goes the opposite direction from the waist all the way down to the toes. So point your toes. If you get crampy feet, pointing your toes is not a happy thing. So point them towards the ceiling instead and stretch out through your heels. So whatever you're doing is fine. Reach, reach, reach. Get long, get open, get wide. Take a couple nice big breaths into your completely outstretched body. Feel the energy flowing. Bring in more energy. Bring in more life force. Take another big breath in. And then as you exhale, exhale and let go. And let go and let go. Relax your toes and your feet, the tops and bottoms of your feet. Relax your ankles all around. Relax your shins and your calves. Drop the backs of the knees towards the floor. Relax your kneecaps. Relax the front of your thighs and then the backs. Relax your pelvis, your abdomen, buttocks. Relax the belly and the low back. Soften through the entire rib cage, through the chest. Allow the shoulders to sink into the earth and let them take the arms with them, and the hands and fingers. Relax your neck, your throat, your jaw, your ears. Let your whole face relax, the space around your nose and your mouth, your eyes. Soften your forehead and your scalp. And the next time you exhale, let go everywhere. And then let go again. Notice what it's like to be relaxed, to have a soft body, to feel energy moving through it. Quiet the breath. And be aware of that flow, that soft and gentle massage of the breath through your body. And receive your practice. Let's begin to deepen the breath again. We'll let fingers and toes start to move. Let the head turn from side to side. And then let's bend one knee and then the other. And we'll roll to the right side, come to fetal position. Take a moment here in this pose of repose to invite gratitude into your day, into your heart, into your body, to your mind. Grateful for this incredible body, as always, the breath that fills it, the practice that moves it. And then when you're ready, pushing yourself up, coming upright to seated position of your choice. We'll bring the hands together in front of the heart as we close our practice together. To honor yourself for who you are, just as you are, just as you were intended to be. We honor each other in the same way. We honor all people and all the creatures of the earth. We honor this earth and feel gratitude for the many gifts that we enjoy in abundance every day. We feel our connection to each other, to all people, to all beings, to all things on earth. And let's share our voices in the sound of our practice, in the sound of Om. Taking a deep breath together. Om. May peace, joy, love, compassion, and gratitude fill your heart today and every day to overflowing. Namaste. And thank you for joining me this Monday morning. Let's see what we grabbed from our deck today. Humility. All right. This is what they call a bonus card. It doesn't have a picture on it. Ego can be a wonderful thing when we're looking for a surge of self-confident gusto, but its sour punch is best when stirred with a healthy shot of humility. This card is serving up that shot, not as a judgment or finger wag, more as a happy celebration of all the lovely, grounded, grateful parts of you that constantly hum in the background. This is a warm and gentle call to bring those parts to the fore and sling some shout outs to all the people who've helped you along the way. Even the hype man deserves to end his day with some hype, you know? That's a nice one. Grateful for everyone who supports us. I love it. All right. Have a great day.